Hi guys, Pearce here, and I'm joined here with Matt. We're shooting the first edition of Technique Tuesday, where we're going to be going through the mechanics of a squat. Now, a squat's going to be a key exercise to your workout, as it's going to have a primary focus on your legs, as well as incorporating your core, your back, and most muscle groups within your body. With the martial arts, it's very key because it's going to really strengthen those legs, ready to pump that side kick out as we go through. From here, we're going to go through the main points of the squat, as well as a few different alterations to help you keep good form if you need to make any adaptations. Okay, so first variation of the squat. We're going to stick with body weight. We're going to go for a prisoner squat. This is going to keep it nice and basic so we can work on the principles of the squat before we add in a load. Okay, so set position. We're going to have our feet shoulder width apart. Our toes are going to point slightly out to make a stronger base. When you squat, your knees are going to track your toes. From there, we're going to take our shoulders back and down. We're going to engage those lats to keep that trunk nice and strong. We're going to take our hands up behind our head with our elbows facing forwards. This is going to get you used to that position for when we move into a front squat. So, moving into the position then. We're going to break at the hips first. We're going to brace that core, we're going to squat nice and low. You want to keep your spine in neutral all the way down. He's going to squat low until his hips are in line with his knees. From there, he's going to then push up nice and strong, breathing out as he goes through. So he's going to breathe in on the way down until he gets to his hips in line with his knees, and he's going to breathe out on the way up. Nice and strong, okay? That's going to help brace that core as well as prevent any blood pressure build up as you squat. From here, you don't want to go too low. So if Matt squats too low, if you watch his lumbar spine here, it then rounds, okay? That's going to put pressure on his lower back when we add a load, okay? So from there, as you go down, you want to keep that back straight, all the way down until your hips are in line with your knees, back still in neutral, and then he's going to press up as we go through from there. And that is going to be a prisoner squat. Okay, so second variation of our squat is we're going to go for a front squat. The reason I like to do this one as a second variation is because it forces your body to do the correct position. So as the weight's loaded on your shoulders, if you try and squat incorrectly, your body won't allow it. Okay, so setting up the position. From here, you're going to place your hands on the bar just past shoulder width apart. From here, you're going to go for a split squat stance, so taking one leg forwards. From there, you're going to load the weight onto your shoulders, press your shoulders against the bar, lift your elbows as high as you can. So the weight is loaded on your shoulders, not your wrists. From there, you're going to take a step back. As you can see, the bar is in line with the shoulders. From here, you'd want to stay close to the rack, but for today's purposes, so you can see the technique, he's going to step a little bit further back. From here, feet shoulder width apart, toes point slightly out, knees are going to track your toes. As he squats down, he's going to keep those elbows high, and he's going to squat down until his hips are in line with his knees. From there, he's going to press up, making sure his knees don't touch in the middle. And from there, as he squats down, he's going to keep his spine in neutral. So he's going to squat all the way down, so his back has got a natural curve. If he squats too low, the lower back starts to round, which is bad. We don't want that. So just in line, so your spine is in neutral, hips in line with the knees, then he's going to push up from there. Okay? As he squats low, he's going to keep his shoulders in line with his hips. So his shoulders are going to stay square, and he's going to press up nice and strong. Breathing in on the way down, breathing out on the way up. So as Matt goes for a few reps here, you can see nice correct form, toes pointing out, knees are tracking his toes, hips are going back first, he's keeping that lumbar spine in neutral, and he's loading the weight onto his shoulders from there, keeping his breathing nice and consistent as he goes through. From there, once you finish, you're going to stand up. Obviously, you'll be a little bit closer to the rack, but from here, you're going to approach the rack. You're going to go for that split squat position again, load the barbell onto the hooks. From there, you're going to lower yourself down, step away from the bar, and then you're all set. And then the third variation of our squat, once you've mastered the first two, we're going to go for a back squat. And this is really going to allow you to load the weight up and really engage those glutes as well as your quads, building up that core strength as we go through. So setting yourself, you're going to approach the bar, set your hands just past shoulder width apart. You're going to go for that split squat stance, take a step under the bar, head under, place it on your traps, not your shoulders or your neck. From there, you're going to be pressing up. From there, taking a step back. Usually, you would stay this distance from the rack, just so it's nice and easy to load once you're done. But for today's purposes, Matt's going to take a step back so you can see all around. From here, he's going to set his feet shoulder width apart. Toes are going to be tracking outwards. Knees are going to be tracking his toes. From there, barbell is going to stay in the center line of his body, right in the center of the middle of his foot here. So, as he goes down, he's going to sit nice and low, knees are going to track his toes. He's going to breathe in on the way down, and then he's going to breathe out on the way up. from there. Here, he's going to have his spine in neutral. So as he squats again, you can see that there's a natural curve in his spine, and he goes all the way down to his hips in line with his knees. If he squats too low, his back will round. We don't want that. Just in line, hips in line with the knees. From there, he's going to press up as we go through. Just like a front squat, he's going to keep his shoulders square. As he squats down, he's breathing in, shoulders are staying in line with his hips, facing forwards, shoulders are pulled back, and then he's going to press up. From there, he's going to go for a few squats, just watching the technique, keeping good form, hips in line with knees, not going too much lower. From there, he's going to press up nice and strong. Once you're done, you're then going to get ready to re-rack the weights. Obviously, you'll be starting a little bit closer. From there, you're going to take a step forwards into that split squat stance. You're going to slowly lower the weight down onto the rack. Once you're done, you're going to duck your head under and then move away from the bar. And then that's our back squat. Okay, so just a few little tips and tricks. So from here, if you do have your lumbar spine rounding, it looks like this when you squat, lower back rounds there. Obviously, we don't want that. The way you can work through that is just by building up mobility, but for the meantime, just add a slight elevation, so whether it's some thin weight plates or some blocks. From there, just placing your heels on top of them. All that's going to do is help angle your feet forward and make your hips a little bit more mobile as you go through. So this time, as Matt squats, he'll be able to get a lot lower without that lower back round. See, his hips are slightly lower than his knees now. And then from there, he's going to push up. Same principles as all the squats, only difference is your heels are slightly elevated to give yourself more mobility. Okay, so next little tip. If when loading the bar in for front rack position, you find strain on your inside of your wrists, or you just lack mobility to get the elbows up, little tip to get around that. As you go under the bar, you're going to load the weight onto your shoulders, press your shoulders into the bar. From here, you're going to cross your your hands over. So one hand is going to be on each shoulder. From there, you're going to push up. From here, it's key that you keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. And then from there, you're just going to go for a front squat, same thing, but keep those elbows high to load that barbell. So thank you for tuning in for this week's edition of Technique Tuesday. Make sure you like our Facebook, you follow our Instagram for all things epic. And if you've got any questions or want to book in for a free taster, go to our website and all the details will be on there.